One Piece chapter 1037 is out now, and it was a 20 out of 10. Easily said, but when that ending came on, I was like, hold on a second. This is the escape plan for the Mugiwaras, for the alliance side of the team. It's like, what the hell are you doing here, Zunesha? How did you come here? Did Momonosuke or Luffy's voice of all things call you here? Did you felt their presence somehow, or that they were in danger, or what is this now, huh? And there are more questions coming up with the gorosei, and it's like, hey, who do you mean with the devil fruit? Is it supposed to be Zunesha, or are you actually referring to the Gomu Gomu no Mi? So guys, I'm LaughTale, and chapter 1037 is pure fire. It is such a fire chapter, it turned into magma and even burnt Akaino's butt. It's like, shit man, this was a pure fighting based chapter, but it felt so great. Eiichiro Oda is dropping 10 out of 10 chapters each week for now, the past, what, 10 weeks now? It's like, shit man, you gotta give us a break, but no. He's like, here, you got another 10 of 10 chapter and another 10 of 10 chapter. I gotta call this chapter a 20 out of 10 by now. So we start off with the Germa 66 and their escape from Whole Cake Island. This story will go on for quite a bit, I can see. Maybe for the next 30 chapters or so. Maybe it can even surpass the Oh My Family all-time volume thing, but... So, the Fire Festival is reaching its end. And the cool thing is there was a statue of Toki, and before that we had the chapter a few months ago now by now. I don't know the exact number, but there was also a statue of Oden. And now we can see in this chapter at the Fire Festival, the people of the flower capital have put a Toki statue also up there. So they are still believing in the Kozuki family and what Toki said and what Oden wanted to do, and even one of them is, hey, give me my drink, I want to drink more. And it's like, curse Orochi, this shit piece dictator, piece of shit. And yeah, I can see why people are getting wasted left and right there. They only have this one day in the entire year, and then it's like it will turn again to North Korea. And one of the people is saying, hey, the Sky Lanterns are getting ready, the Fire Festival is coming to an end, and the people are writing down their wishes on those lights, on those lanterns, and they are putting them up in the sky so their ancestors can see them and make their wishes become reality. And it's like, yeah, okay, I can see the people, they are miserable, they are living under a dictator, and it's like, shit, Orochi, you gotta die, you MF. You piece of shit. From there on, we go away from the flower capital and we come to a creme de la creme part of this entire arc again. It's time for Roof Piece, continuation of Roof Piece. Luffy and Kaido's fight still goes strong, and it's like, shit man, what is this? This is officially the longest fight chapter-wise that Luffy had in the manga. This is officially his longest fight, and in the anime this will be glorious. If Eiichiro Oda even puts a few more chapters in this, then it's like, man, hey, Goku versus Frieza, you guys have good competition with these two here. But the fight is just amazing. Kaido and Luffy, they are having the best time of their lives, and then we go to Roof Piece again and we see how things are going strong with them. So the chapter is called, by the way, Shoron Hake! And the thing is, Luffy is looking at Kaido and the MF is drinking his sake like a madman. Like he is on what I don't know what kind of a trip, and he's drinking his sake and Luffy is like, stop getting wasted, you stupid idiot. You gotta fight me now. What are you doing, man? And Kaido is just drinking this entire sake and he's like, shut up. Hey, you wanna drink too, Mugiwara? You know, over there at the bottom of the flower capital, they're partying hard right now, so you wanna share a drink with me, kid? And Luffy is like, hey, you gotta fight with me. And then we get introduced to Kaido's drunk phases, and it's like, yeah, this is the exact same thing he did back after his introduction, where we saw him in his cave in WANOKUNI and he heard the news about Joker Doflamingo being defeated by Luffy, and his men were like, oh shit, he's now a sentimental drunk, and now he's crying, and then he got mad and he's like, he's now an angry drunk. Okay, He is drinking his sake and his first face is the laughing face, and he completely destroys and forgets his own laugh. He does not go any longer. He now goes like or something like this, and it's like, what? Okay, so your drunk state even lets you forget your laugh. Oh, by the way, he is not in his hybrid form. It's actually also funny. Because if you noticed it, he transforms into different modes of his devil fruit form in his different phases of being drunk. It's like he doesn't have any control over it, or that type of form from his devil fruit represents his drunk state, and it's actually quite funny. And Luffy is like, why are you drinking? And this will weaken you. This fight will no longer be fun, and I will beat you like this, so don't cry afterwards. And Kaido is like, kid, you have no idea. I am Jackie Chan, the drunken master. And I had flashbacks to Rock Lee and to the Jackie Chan Drunken Master movie, and I was like, okay. Kaido even himself says, when I drink, I get drunk, I become stronger. I grow stronger. And Luffy's reaction is priceless. He's like, you're completely wasted, man! And Kaido is laughing. He's like, you kid, you have no idea. I become stronger. And then he clubs him. Luffy comes in there with his Gear 3rd Armament Haki, Advanced King's Haki Fist, and Kaido is just dodging that. He would make TFS Piccolo very proud, you know, he's like, dodge! He dodges that shit easily, and he says his technique, his drunk face technique, he is like, Shuron Hake! And then after he dodges it, he's even himself is announcing it, laughing drunk. And then he's out of nowhere, in an instant, he's in his hybrid form. But I was like, wait a second, is this a buffer version of his hybrid form? Look at his arms, it looks like his arms grew in size. It's like, are you a gorilla hybrid right now? And then he takes his club and he goes and attacks Luffy with it, and it's like, okay, Armament Haki, Advanced King's Haki activated, and he is laughing while he's doing that. Then suddenly he remembers his laugh, he's like, Whoa. The attack he hits Luffy with is the Ragnaraku, the Ragnarok attack, and the funny thing is there comes a thunder strike, it hits Luffy, he hits the ground, but on the ground it still snaps, it still attacks him on the ground. It's not like one attack done, it's like pop. The people down who are fighting at the Life Alliance Samurai side, enemy side, they're looking at the ceiling, they're like, oh fuck this, the castle is burning and the ceiling is cracking even more. The ceiling will come down on us. What is this? And Kaido even later says, oh man, I am so useless. I couldn't protect this island and this castle, this lousy little castle. It's half destroyed. Man, I'm like, hey, the amount of sky splitting and Advanced King's Haki clashing that happened in this chapter and in the other chapters before, I am astonished that the entire island is still intact in one piece and didn't split. It's like the island still managed to hold off a lot of things, right? The funny thing is how Luffy is still in his base form and does his combined attacks with Advanced King's Haki, Gear 3rd, Gear 2nd, and so on and so on. But Kaido is also a beast in this. He switches his devil fruit forms like this, like it's nothing. He's faster than Kizaru's lightning speed. And he's still maintaining the entire Onigashima island in the air while he's still fighting like that. Kaido is such a monster, he's still not at his limit. It is ridiculous. And he says before that, it's been a long time since I got challenged to a 101 and I'm having the best time of my life currently. Then when Kaido gets into his sad drunk mode, you can see he instantly turned into his normal dragon form. And then he is mumbling in front of himself and he's monologuing and he's like, man, I'm so useless, I'm so shit. It's everything because of you, Mugiwara. Luffy's lying there, he got hit with the Ragnarok and he's like, oh shit, that hurt, you bastard. Improvement from Luffy's side. Last time he hit you with the Ragnarok attack, you were wasted. You had white eyes. So Luffy is growing stronger also. With every blow they exchange, he gets stronger. And Kaido is having more and more fun with them. It's like, shit, this is a mentor-teacher-student type shit currently with those two. Coming to second phase of Hyakuju no Kaido, from laughing drunk to sad drunk. He does this dragon twister attack he did beforehand to the West Generation on Roof Piece, where the 5 fought the 2 Yonko, and Luffy is trying to block that. He's trying to block it hardcore, and he manages it, but the attack goes behind him and cuts a huge part of the rooftop piece. And Luffy thinks to himself, okay, he is drunk, he's more dangerous, I gotta keep my guard up. It's not, I don't know what he's gonna do next. And there I had a flashback to the fight when Luffy fought against Enel. It was like, hey Luffy, you remember where you did Gomu Gomu no Taki? And you shut your mind off and dodged his attacks? It was like, yeah, it's kind of the same thing here, so this time you don't know what your enemy is going to do next. No wonder Rock Lee, when he was drunk, he was stronger. And Jackie Chan did this in the early 80s with his drunken master movies. He drank his sake and he was stronger than ever. Kaido switches into crying drunk and he's like, you stupid brat, it's because of you. Get away from my island. And he's trying to club Luffy left and right at this stage. He's coming at Luffy, he's like, this is what you get if you don't back off, you little bitch. Luffy is still focusing, he tries to dodge his Raimei Hake. This time Kaido tries again his Raimei Hake. Luffy sees the attack, he sprints, he jumps on Kaido's club. You can see Kaido crying and in shock. He's like, oh, why are you doing this to me? And Luffy is done. Get this, you stupid drunk. And he kicks Kaido perfectly on his chin and you just can see his underpart here. And the entire time, advanced King's Haki left and right. It's like, no more holding back, just spam the shit out of this technique. But with his tail, he grabs Luffy's feet. He's like, no, you do not get away like this, Mugiwara. And he takes his head back and Luffy reacts in time. He's like, okay, we go for a ulti headbutt, right? And he's also coming in strong and the two of them headbutt each other and it's like bang! And you can see the space, the hole in between the attacks because of the advanced King's Haki, they do not touch. And afterwards Kaido's like, shit, now I'm sober. But he's not, he's still in his drunk phase, but he's now angry. And Luffy gets thrown away and the Kaido's headbutt and his King's Haki overpowers Luffy's King's Haki. And Luffy is afterwards like, shit, he got drunk, but he grows stronger. His Haki even grew stronger. And yeah, this is the point where you're like, yeah, no wonder this guy on one, he is the strongest. You have no chance, man. If Luffy gave that headbutt with advanced King's Haki to ulti, imagine that, ulti would be down cold. Her skull would be cracked in two. Then we have this perfect zoom out shot of their headbutts colliding and with the advanced King's Haki, Haoshoku Haki, lightning strikes left and right, and it's like, yeah, just spam it. This is now a get-go. Kaido is not having any of this, and then he goes on to his I don't know, I think the fourth phase by now, and he's now in his angry phase. He shoots a ball of breath out of his mouth at Luffy, and Luffy is like, shit, he dodges that. And Kaido's like, because of that headbutt, you made me sober, you little shit. But it still says drunk Kaido, angry drunk face is this now. He himself is still so drunk, he believes that headbutt got him sober. But no, that's just his anger that overcomes his thinking logic. And he still believes that he is now sober, but he's not. Luffy comes in there with rock Gatling gun and Kaido does a meteor shower attack with his club where he swings it left and right, and Luffy is attacking with his Gatling and they punch each other for many times. Kaido gets hits on Luffy, Luffy gets hits on Kaido, and it's like left and right exchange of blows, left and right. It's like, okay, those two, they go all out. It's ridiculous. I had JoJo flashbacks with that.
One eternity later.
Kaido then swings his club from the left side and Luffy sees that and he's pulling a Rayleigh but with King's Haki and he's stopping his club. He's like, no, not that fast. Then he's extracting his leg, he's stretching it out. Now you fucked up, Kaido. And Kaido sees it, he's like, oh man, you dodged my club and you're ready to attack me. And he has such a big smile on his face. He's like, punch me. In his case, kick me in the balls. And Luffy, I don't know if this is his balls area or his stomach area because Kaido is so huge. But he kicked him good on the lower parts and he just looked like Vegeta when Vegeta got kicked by Metal Cooler at Namek. You remember that scene?
He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
It was exactly that. And Kaido he has white eyes, he's spitting blood, and Luffy looks angry and exhausted and he's like, man, when are you going down? Not yet. And then Eiichiro Oda pulls a wannabe Act 3 ending and out of nowhere we are at Mary Joa and it's like, how the hell did we land here? What's going on now? For a split second I was like, shit, is the act ending? Where's the endings part? But no, it's just like a quick transition to Mary Joa and the gorosei. And they're talking, they're like, hey man, you know what? This reverie we had this was pure shit. It was pure shit. It was so bad I thought it was cursed. And they're talking about things there and one of the goroseis is like, hey, forget the reverie, we have bigger things that are going on, and they're talking about Wano. And I was like, man, at least mention something about the Shichibukai and how things are going or something like that. But no, they are talking about WANOKUNI and that they are curious how the fights will continue and end because they are shocked that the fights went on for so long and they want to know. And also they have hopes that Kaido or Big Mom or both get taken down there. And they're like, yeah, those two are nuisance, man. I hope they can take care of those two. So it's like, yeah, the gorosei knows Kaido and Big Mom are huge threats and they want them gone. It makes sense, yeah. I, on the other hand, also think the gorosei cannot do anything against those two, so they bet on the new generations at WANOKUNI that they can beat down those two monstrous yonkos. Of course, one of them is like, I believe Nico Robin got captured by now. And I'm reading this like, nah, Demonio Child is not captured. And she will not be captured again. The world government ships have arrived outside of WANOKUNI, so they have not climbed the waterfall or from the hidden entrance where Kaido's crew is also always coming in. They are around the seas at Wano, so they are not at the mainland yet, they are outside waiting. And one of the Cypher Pole Ages Zeros guys is contacting the gorosei and they're talking. And he's like, hey, here's a huge shadow approaching, what is this? And one of the older gorosei guys, the one with the mustache, and he's like, hey, what are you talking about? This is mythos, what are you saying? That this is also legendary for us, you know? And I was reading this conversation, I was like, hey, what kind of a devil fruit are you guys talking about, which has not awakened for centuries? And then I was like, at the last panel we see Zunesha has arrived. And it's like, do the gorosei mean that Zunesha has not awakened for centuries? And that he has not been called or been, I don't know, given commands? Is this what they mean? Or do they think this is an awakening of Luffy's Gomu Gomu no Mi with what the Cypher Pole agent there is saying and seeing with the shadow of Zunesha? This was very complicated. I was like, okay, maybe they mean the Gomu Gomu no Mi. And what is the awakened state of the Gomu Gomu no Mi? Can Luffy could turn everything into rubber, but could he levitate everything then? But that would make sense. He could let everything bounce, right? Or do they really mean Zunesha and it's like, why is Zunesha there? Zunesha should be nowhere around those seas because this is not something possible. And then again, was Zunesha an elephant all along, or was that firstly an island who ate a devil fruit? Or was it Zunisha as an elephant but ate an island devil fruit, and that's why the island of the minx is on the top side of its back. So the conversation, I don't know about that, but the most important part about this is Zunisha is there. So, and I was like, hey, you government ships there outside of Wano, Cypher Pole wannabe bitches, you're gonna get wrecked. You remember Jack and how his crew got wrecked? Yeah, goodbye. And the other thing is, I think Zunisha is tall enough, he or she can see above WANOKUNI. And maybe Zunisha will be able to help assist with the floating island of Onigashima. So it's like, okay, but Zunisha needs commands from Momonosuke. Momonosuke can command Zunisha, so it should maybe work like that. And also at the same time, he will be the escape plan. Zunisha is now the escape plan for the Mugiwaras and for the Alliance side. Because the world government is coming there, Zunisha will most likely wreck them, like, yeah, piss off. And then the other thing is, everybody from our good side, Mugiwara Straw Hat side, will be knocked out. And most of them are knocked out right now, the big strong guys, Sanji, Zoro and so on, right? And if Luffy gets also knocked out after using Gear 5 against Kaido, it's like it's over. So therefore, somebody has then afterwards need to collect everybody, and then with Zunisha they could escape from there. This could work. I think Zunisha will not only help with the defeat of those ships and getting away the nuisance, he will also help with the escape plan. And coming to Gear 5, I believe the reason Luffy still is using only his base form is because now he has got a better understanding of his devil fruit and his haki combination. And that's why, after he of course realized that there is an advanced version to King's Haki, and after he understood how to infuse attacks with it and with his Ryo and everything. And now it's like, okay, I think Luffy understood, hey, it makes more sense if I just stay in my base form and cover my stamina and then attack every time I need another gear force. And it's like, okay, maybe in Gear 5 he will have such a form for himself that he can use gears 1 to 4 without any problems and with combinations like how he needs it. But whilst staying in his base form, maybe the little change would be that he is covered entirely with marks of armament haki and has an aura of advanced King's Haki. This could be Luffy's Gear 5 mode. This will also be a theory years ago made by One World HD, I think it was, where he was like, yeah, Gear 5 can be Monkey God Luffy, where he is doing Gear 5, but he is combining every other gears together and using it with will and how he wants to do it. I think that's why Luffy is still in his base form, so he can understand and he can get more used to it by doing everything in base. Even when he came back after Kaido knocked him out of the island, he came back with Momonosuke, he used Gear 4 Snake Man, but only for an instant to punch Kaido, and then he was back at base. It's the same thing. He will use his other gear forms for an instant and he will revert to his base form, so he can save his stamina and his strength and his haki, most importantly, because he understood. He wrecked his own haki so fast, he used everything up. It's like when you play one of the Dragon Ball Z games and you use all of your ki instantly and then you can't do any more attacks. And Luffy, I think, understood that and he was like, you know what, I will stay in base. But every time I need a gear, I will use that gear with my haki, with King's Haki infusion, and then I attack and then I go back. And this way he can fight longer. The only one thing left for Luffy here is, besides showing Gear 5 in the manga, is his awakening. And I think his awakening he will either learn or do or accidentally activate by the end of this fight whilst using Gear 5, or he will do it much later in the final war and when he fights the other Yonkos for the One Piece at LaughTale. This is the only last reason I can see where he needs to awaken. Eiichiro Oda is still not showing Luffy's awakening, so there's more to it. Maybe even Luffy's awakening will show up in that 1 second where Onigashima gets dropped. And then he turns the entire island into rubber. And it's like, Okay, this could be one possibility. Chapter 1037, hype-ass chapter, pure fighting chapter, but it was delicious. It was brutally badass. It was like, Luffy has gear 1 to 4, right? Kaido has drunk face 1 to 4, and he grows stronger with every phase. He forgets his laughing style in the first, he is sad and monologues in the second, he cries like a bitch in the third, and in the fourth he is an angry big baby, but he destroys you all. And his haki just grows stronger. No wonder he's the strongest on 101 battles. A fantastic chapter of One Piece this week. Next week is a break and we get the chapter 1038 in 2 weeks. So it's your turn now. Like and comment and please tell me how you like the chapter. Also, it would be nice if you could sub and share this. I would appreciate it a lot. Thanks for watching. I am LaughTale and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the next chapter. Until then, use your King's Haki wisely. Gomu gomu no!